Good afternoon, folks. Tim Tunnicliffe here on the Great Rugger Run, day 8, up here in Scotland, and today at Ayr Rugby Club. And poking up through the trees there, key part of the surroundings, the Burns Monument, overlooking the pitch. Fabulous playing surface here. We're going to find out a bit of history about the club in a minute, but they bought this ground for not very much money at all. And it's called Millbrae, here, the home of Ayr Rugby Club and the Super Six franchise, the Ayrshire Bulls. I am 10 miles into my run today. Had a lovely break here so far. Another 18 miles to go, and I've just had a lovely ham and cheese roll. And John over here has just filled me up with some delicious mushroom soup as well. And we're going to go over and talk to him now. And they're doing so well here with local sponsors, so much so they can stack them up. Here, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 high. 6 high, the sponsors. Absolutely amazing. So here we go, over to the clubhouse, which in the club colours is decked out in pink and black. I'm here with John. Hello John, what's your full name and what do you do here at the club?
John Brown, who's Director of Rugby at Ayr Rugby Club.
Fabulous. Now let's start over with a little bit of history, shall we, John?
Okay. So, Ayr Rugby Club were founded in 1897 and we played in various places all around Ayr before finally settling here at Millbrae in 1962. For a pricey sum of, I'm not even going to announce that because it's too embarrassing, but the club has slowly built from there. Sadly it's showing its age a wee bit now, but if you come back here in 2 or 3 years time, hopefully it'll all be changed from that.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what the plans are.
Well, the plans are to get rid of the grass here and put in 4G pitches, because part of the problem is we've got age groups from P1 all the way through to the Ayrshire Bulls teams, and we don't have enough pitches for all the players, so it brings the club together. So we're going to hopefully build a new stand with a clubhouse, with all the facilities for all players to be used by the local community. For coffees, things like that, and have it open most of the time. Right,
so make it a real hub of the community.
Hub of the community is what our intention is.
Yeah, it sounds fabulous. Okay, let's take a little look in the change room, shall we? I'll follow you in here.
So on the way in, we've got some pictures from the past.
Beautifully done.
A new traditional shield and the new Ayrshire Bulls, which were established 3 years ago. And then we've got Fortress Millbrae.
Yeah, oh there we go. Fortress Millbrae.
Fortress Millbrae. We don't lose many games at home. And hopefully that will continue.
Yeah, absolutely.
And into the Bulls and first 15 changing rooms.
Here we go.
Old style.
Yeah, this is snug in here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. None of this fancy stuff for all the players. We don't want to get above themselves, and then our messages to them before we go out.
Yeah, so we got the all the key core values there of what it means to be an Ayr Rugby player on Ayrshire Bull. Fabulous stuff. Yeah, so tell me, is it deliberately kept small and tight in here, or
no,
is it just...
it's because of the way the club has evolved. Basically, this has been added on in the past. Originally, this was one changing room that was used by 4 teams, and then there was a door through the side there into the clubhouse in the old way.
Right.
And you come in the clubhouse through the old front door, but through time that's all changed. All these players nowadays they need far too much space and things like that, so there's no way 4 teams could actually get away with using this one changing room.
No,
we did in the past.
No chance, yeah.
With that. So from that point of view, we've got medics there, shower room in there, which is the old style thing, which is going to have to change. And then the original size small changing rooms there. and you're coming out back outside.
Yeah.
I'll take you round to where the gym is.
So as we're going on the way round here, you guys had a lovely opportunity recently to go up and play against the Glasgow Warriors.
We did indeed.
So tell me a little bit about that and how the players reacted.
Well, the game was arranged at very short notice, 9 hours. Unfortunately, Worcester weren't able to play the Warriors. The Warriors had sold a lot of tickets up in Inverness. So we went up there. Boys played outstandingly well, actually. And in our view, Warriors were holding on at the end. Now, it wasn't the full Warriors team. It was a sort of second, third team. But the boys just gained in confidence, and it was just amazing to see how the crowd, there was a crowd of over 3,000 at the game, just seemed to switch from Warriors to supporting the Bulls.
Right.
Very impressive.
Amazing. So like a group of young players really took their opportunity to go and impress.
And some of them certainly took the opportunity to do that. Rory Jackson, young wing forward, was outstanding on the game.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Right, we'll come back to you, John, in a minute. We're going to go in here to... This is where the atmosphere builds. The echoey spot to meet Fraser. Fraser, what's your full name and what do you do here?
Frazier Climo. I'm a Rugby Development Officer for the Community Trust and currently the Ayr Bulls backs coach.
Good stuff. Now, tell me a little bit about this room. I'm going to do a little pan around first so that people can see. They can probably hear the echo that's going on, but tell me what happens in here and what's the atmosphere like?
So this is the club's gym. It's used to be an old squash court, so it's got the nickname of Icebox. In the winter time, it obviously gets pretty bloody chilly in here, so boys have to come in and get stuck into their work pretty quickly. But we use this pretty much every night of the week. It's pretty full with academy boys. The academy girls are in here as well, and the club players come and use that after this. So from pretty much 4:30 in the afternoon right through to 7 o'clock, it's pretty busy. So it's it does the job. It's got exactly what we need in there, so everyone comes and gets stuck. So.
Yeah, and are you in here cracking the whip as well, or have you got S&C coaches?
S&C coaches are generally in here, mate. Once they come in here, they'll do a session for about 45 minutes, and then they'll head out for a skill session with me on the pitch. Cool.
Talking of that, let's head outside where it's a little bit less echoey and a bit warmer in this glorious Scottish sunshine that we've got here.
It's quite interesting because Fraser was talking, or you asked Fraser earlier about who are the young players that are liable to progress and do well. And in fact, you mentioned Richie Simpson, who just happened almost by turned up.
Oh, really?
In the blue.
We won't put him on camera.
Yeah, not a fan of it.
So Fraser, I'm getting from your accent that you're not naturally from these parts.
No.
Tell me a bit about your story.
So I first came over here about 13, 14 years ago from Plymouth. So I played for Taranaki. Come over here and pretty much initially only came over here, was meant to be for 6 months, but come over and just loved it. So the club, we had some good success over the times too. So it's 13, 14 years later, here I am still.
Yeah. And how do you see yourself as a coach? Like, what are your principles? What are you trying to put into the lads?
I like to keep things pretty simple. Just get the boys just to back themselves. Have that, get out there and just eyes up and play what they see. Generally can sometimes be a little bit too structured and that, whereas the boys just need to get out there and back their ability. And that's pretty. I'll just keep it pretty simple like that, mate.
Yeah, happy days. Okay, really good to meet you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.
We are going to go into the clubhouse now.
Yep.
Which, as you've just heard, probably won't be here in 2 or 3 years' time. Which is
hopefully not.
Yeah, which is a shame because we're going to go inside and see what a lovely, homely place it is in here.
So this is the main bar area, a bit in the dark side at the moment.
Yeah, but it's just wonderful and snug in here. Let's go over here, John, just to this bit, because I can imagine, even now at this moment, like to sit in here with the fireplace on, comfy chairs all around, like wood panels.
Yes.
What's it like in here on a cold day?
It's it's as you say, it's nice and secure, and you just feel as though you're in a home.
Carpeted floors.
Carpeted floors, yes. Yes, the barn area is not, but round about here is a seating area. And the whole thing is, or the whole movement is to try and generate the community atmosphere, and that's what is important.
Yeah, okay. Let's go and take a look at some of the other rooms we've got here.
So we'll go through here into the snug room. Okay, this was traditionally the snug room from that. And this used to be the committee room, but it's been changed into a sort of games type room to try and encourage more use of the clubhouse.
Again, another really like snug,
Yeah.
homely room. Like,
That's right.
yeah, you're only going to fit so many people in here because there's not enough space, and that in itself will sort of generate.
Yeah, and overlooked by our famous team.
We are going to have to go and have a look at that. Let's go and have a look at this now. This is something else. So let me show the people first, and then we'll talk through it. So this is a game that was played in 1979, and you can just talk through some of the players that played here that day.
Well, Ian McGeechan was playing in the centre, Phil Bennett was at 10, front row Ian McLaughlin, Bobby Windsor, Fran Cotton, not a bad front row. Second row Gordon Brown and Willie John, and then the back row of Splash McEwen, Roger Utley and Jeff Squire. So, as I say, in those days, no substitutes. So they had to play the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, and that is just an absolute lineup of complete legends, isn't it? Really,
absolutely. And the Ayr game, the Ayr team were the Ayr team. We had two guests because two of us were injured at the time. And I can't remember the final score, but I think it was only something like 15 points of a difference. So it was 55-30 something was the final score.
Yeah,
so entertainment. You can see the size of the crowds as well.
Yeah, fabulous. There's one other name that I'm going to point out as well because I played with his son, and that's Mike Slemon there, played on the left wing.
Yeah.
Had his memorial game recently.
Yeah. He, after this game, he became very friendly with Alistair McClelland, who was touch judge. He stayed with Alistair when he was up for that, and he came back every year, at least once a year, until very late in his life.
Yeah.
From that, so he was a regular attender after there.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Bobby Windsor did his usual, arrive without any boots.
Really?
And seemingly this is his habit. He used to do that, so he got a new set of boots, a new pair of boots every time he went to guest for someone.
Well, they'd be like, I forgot them again.
My boots. Someone goes into the local sports shop in those days and buys him a pair of boots to get, so he can play in a game.
God, he must have had tough feet, cause not wearing his boots
Yes, yeah. Different style, different times.
Yeah, completely.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a wander through and maybe to the main hall, wasn't it?
That's
all that's left here.
sponsor. If we go through here, we've got a meeting happening, but this is the sponsors area. So we have sponsors lunches here. So normally about 100 people.
Yeah.
Most lunches, which again it tends to be local people, local community, local sponsors. So it just gives it that community feel.
Yeah.
That's what we aim to try and do.
And you're doing really well here for the sponsors, aren't you?
Yes.
So how have you gone about that? Have you used any particular tactics or?
Glenn Tippett, who is our general manager, is the one that goes out and gets the sponsors and does a brilliant job from that. And obviously, we're as we try and build, as we try and put more investment into the club, then more and more of that's needed. But it's a matter of what we offer the sponsors, they're very happy with.
So tell me a little bit more about the Super Six, and obviously you've got one of the franchises here is the Bulls. Tell me about that programme and what it's designed to do.
Well, the Super Six programme is designed to be a stepping stone between the amateur game and the professional game. It's a stepping stone for players, but also for coaches and referees. I actually think we had a Super Six sprint series on in the autumn, and I actually think the success of that was actually the officials, because there'd been a lot of grumblings about that, but I thought every single game, and I watched every game either live or on TV of the whole sprint series, and I thought the officials were great, really, really good. And a number of them are ready to take that next step, and hopefully the SIU can can boost them on. We already see how Holly Davidson's doing URC games, and she's the first woman to actually referee a Tier 1 international.
Yeah, fabulous stuff. So a pathway for everybody in the game, really.
Everyone in the game. And hopefully it will be fully supported by all clubs in Scotland. There's still this attitude about it, but if you see it for what it is, and it is a development process and a programme, and hopefully it will work both ways, so that players that have played in that level or at pro level will then filter back down into clubs and give the clubs the benefit of their experience. That's what I would see it as.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, I think that's everything we talked about, wasn't it? So
yes.
Before we finish, is there anything else you want to add?
No,
or say?
I would just wish you all the very best for and hopefully you'll succeed and get to watch some rugby while you're up here. And as I say, wish you all the best. No doddy, it's a wonderful cause, and hopefully through your efforts and the efforts of everyone else, we'll find some cure for this horrible, horrible disease.
Yeah, well said. Thank you, John. I'll finish this one off and come and join you again. So that's it here from the Ayrshire Bulls at Ayr Rugby Club. They've got the club side here, but as we talked about, the Super 6 franchise as well. Lovely warm welcome here again. Fabulous people. So blessed to be here. As John so perfectly said there, it's all in aid of the My Name's Doddy Foundation this year, and hopefully raise a bit of funds, but equally importantly, awareness, so we can get a world free of MND. Share this content if you can. If you can donate, please do as well. And I will see you down the road later today, because I've just got to run a short little 18 miles all the way to Cumnock RFC. So I'll see you there. Cheers.